This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
Welcome to the 36th annual Macy Survivor Series Parade. I'm Hoda Griffin, and joining me is Savannah Kody.
Oh, I was hoping I could be Cody Roker.
Nope, Noah Roker.
Hey, get over here, you butter!
What?
He yelled at a butter like 4 years ago, and it's the best thing from the parade ever.
It's my favorite moment in the parade of all time.
This is a special episode of the pod because we didn't do one on Thursday because it was Thanksgiving, and normally we skip holiday weeks, but we already did that this month because there's like a ton of holidays. And also, tonight was Survivor Series, so we're going to talk about that. But we're also going to just chat a little bit, talk about what we're thankful for. Or what
It's too bad. It's too bad B-Rob Lauer isn't here.
Yeah, it's a shame about what happened there. The B stands for being bad. But yes, folks, this didn't get all of it. The wrestling podcast that comes out almost every week, straight to your favorite podcast feeds. Before we get into banter about what we've been up to, because I wasn't even here last week for reasons, there is a Black Friday deal going on right now at our shop, and I would never miss an opportunity to remind you guys to give us your money. So head over to fatal4pod.com, hit the shop button at the top, and it'll take you to the site. And then you use the promo code House of Black Friday, and you can save 20% on your whole order. Get some merch for your favorite pods.
Yeah,
The merch looks really good.
The holidays are coming up. We've got Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, and your loved ones. You know what they're asking for this year? Didn't get all of it merch.
Yeah, they want a hoodie or a hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good looking hoodie.
Also, patreon.com/fatal4pod. You get bonus shows there. We're dropping a new Didn't Get All of It Japan on Excursion episode Monday, I believe. And yeah, more bonus shows to come before the year is out. And if you are a $5 Patreon subscriber, there is a better promo code available for you that lasts through, I think, Monday. I think they all last until Monday. So if you're thinking of buying merch, now's the chance. But enough of that. What'd you guys get up to in the last week? Noah got a silly hat.
I got a silly. The one dumb Black Friday purchase I made is I got the Atari speaker hat, which is a hat with the Atari logo on it, but it also has Bluetooth speakers in the brim. Which they usually sell for $100, but it was 70% off, so I couldn't say no. And I'm looking forward to wearing that hat while I'm doing the dishes. Listening
You
to
can say no.
Why? With that price,
You can always say no.
I don't think so.
Actually, in 2025, no longer means no, I think.
That's right.
I think that's what people voted for. So you have to have the hat. Is that all you got for Black Friday?
Pretty much. I mean, I bought some other. I mean, I pre-ordered some other stuff, but didn't really go too hard on Black Friday. I mean, I did pick up some games on Steam, but that's for a different podcast.
Yeah, which drops Mondays.
Yeah,
sometimes Tuesdays, but mostly
sometimes
Mondays.
I try Monday, but yeah, I picked up a couple games for my PC and Steam Deck.
Cody, what'd you get for Black Friday?
I got a new bed frame.
I got a new bed frame too recently. Actually, that was also technically a Black Friday purchase. That was more on my wife's side, but we upgraded from a queen to a king.
Yas King.
Feeling pretty good about it.
And then I bought some clothes as well. Bought some new jeans.
Ooh, from where? Somewhere fancy or somewhere poor?
Both actually. PacSun. They always have.
Hey, what's the fancy place you got jeans from?
Stussy.
What's that? Bless you.
Nope. It's a clothing brand.
Stussy. Is it the? I gotta look that up. Stussy?
Yeah.
Like Stanley Stussy?
No, that
How do you spell it?
Tussy. Stussy.
Stussy.
But the U has a
2 dots on top of it. I see.
yeah.
Okay, this is all right. They got silly jackets. In case you get rained on.
What that Stussy
Hey,
do?
those are expensive jeans. Good job, Kody, with your Stussy pants.
Thank you.
I got new AirPods because
Ooh.
they were on sale on Amazon, and I have the original AirPod Pro. And turns out they don't last 3 hours on a flight to New York, and I'm done with that shit. So I had to get the latest and greatest versions.
Wait, done with flights to New York?
No, I'm done with AirPods that stop working mid-flight, which allows me to think of I somehow have been creating my anxiety on the plane for myself, which is not a good thing. Like, I'll be doing fine, and then I'm like, what if the wall flew off here and my seat got sucked out? Would I die before I hit the ground? And then I start thinking about that on the plane, and I don't like that none. I don't like that none bit.
Do you have a history of flight anxiety?
No.
Huh.
It's a new problem.
Interesting.
I don't know where I got it from, but I don't like it. And it doesn't kick in right away. It takes like a minute on the plane for me to be like, oh yeah, remember when the thing flew off the side and people just sat there?
How much
talking about
drinking?
Final
do you do in the
Destination?
airport? Oh yeah,
Not
true,
enough.
Final Destination.
Not enough. Not a ton actually. I don't drink a ton on flight days until like
Maybe you should do more.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that'll help.
I don't know. No, I don't think it would.
I'm not a
I
doctor.
don't need to encourage my imagination.
Is that what drinking does?
Sometimes I get very talkative when I drink too much, which
feel
is not
more
it's not conducive
creative?
for the people next to me on the plane. But yeah, I got new AirPods coming. I got cat harnesses.
Oh, cat harnesses. What are you planning
And I
on doing with
got-
those?
Putting them on my cat.
Harnessing some cats? Probably.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Got cat harnesses and carriers so I can put them on a plane to Charlotte in 2 months.
Oh, okay. That's what I was like, do you plan on taking them on a walk? Like what's the deal with the
No, I don't think they want to do
what's the
that.
plan?
They're big into doing couch. They love sitting on
Yeah.
couch. Not doing couch like JD Vance does, but like just laying on couch.
Did
Laying
I
on the
ever
couch.
tell you guys that I got a cat stroller last year for Christmas?
Maybe?
What is a cat stroller? Isn't like
So it's
How
like
does
a
it
stroller
different
like you would have
from a
for
regular
baby.
stroller?
Yeah,
yeah,
but it's
cats and babies are the same size. Why does there need to be a
sure, but it's also so the where you put the baby, in this case my cat, is shaped more like a cat bed, where it's like a nice plush, flat surface for them. And then it also has like a mesh top so that you can completely close it but still have them able to like look out clearly.
Enjoy the elements.
Yeah, and then it's also got like a harness type situation where it's like a little clip so that when you do open the mesh top, they can't just like jump out and escape. They're latched
Okay, so
on.
you got that
to the
last
stroller
year. Have you
itself.
used it at all?
Yeah, we've used
Taking
it.
your cats on strolls?
Occasionally. We take them out into the hallway of our apartment complex. We've taken them down to the parking
Fancy.
garage to take a little walk, get some steps in. It's fun. It's fun to take the cats out.
Like a parade float
Yeah.
is the transition I'm looking to make. The best part of Thanksgiving, I think we can all agree, is the parade.
That's what I would say for sure. That's the part I look forward to the most.
I look forward
I
to
like
it
the
every year,
rolls, but-
like a maniac. Like TV events that I love is the Macy's parade and the New Year's Eve TV. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing to like.
I get excited when I see like headlines like, "Hey, they got a new Goku balloon for the parade this year," and I'm like, "Yeah, I can't wait to see it."
I love when the old people doing it, like all the Today Show people, have to explain like the lore of the balloons.
Oh my gosh,
And listening to them pronounce Dragon Ball Z stuff is so funny.
he's a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, is that what
Every
he said
time.
this time?
Yeah. Also, I think when they also pronounced Toei differently because they also had Luffy from One Piece there as well. And I think when Luffy was there, they said from Toe Animation. It's like close.
That's a different kind of thing you can find on the internet.
Yeah, from Toe Animation. One of my favorite things around the parade was the day before when there was balloon inflation day, and they were blowing up the Bluey balloon, and it had a blowout.
Blew the Bluey.
Yeah, they blew the Bluey. The side of it popped. And in the video I saw of the balloon pop, you hear just like this loud boom, and then a bunch of little kids yell, Bluey!
What a production. I thought it was really good this year. Like, compared to other years, they like last year, I think they would always do a thing where it's like, we interviewed stars from our network and they talked about what they're thankful for. And they would always like drop those in before and after commercial breaks. And it sucked.
Oh,
And this
you're
year they didn't do any of that.
Yeah,
this year it was just
about that.
Broadway crap that I don't care about and balloons, and that ruled.
And so much Wicked. There was just nonstop Wicked throughout the entire
You can't escape
program.
this Wicked shit. You can't escape it. It's everywhere. I don't understand. People love it, I guess.
People, I mean, it's making a lot of money.
I heard Cody loves it. I wasn't around for that conversation, but I heard Cody loves Wicked.
Well, I've lived in Massachusetts my whole life, so I've had to deal with Wicked for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I understand that reference.
I understand it, but I'm not giving it the time of day.
It's because we say Wicked, kid.
Oh, okay.
We say Wicked up here.
Did you go see it yet?
No, I'm not seeing that.
Why not?
Because I hate it. Oh wait, this conversation didn't even happen on the podcast. No one knows.
No, that's why I'm bringing it up. I want it to happen now. I'm not ready to talk about wrestling yet, even though I was at Full Gear. Did you know I still haven't seen the Costco Boys?
Make any sense?
By the way,
you what?
I was in the building, didn't see the Costco Boys.
What?
What is wrong with you?
I will forever escape them.
That was the match of the night.
It was the match of the year.
Yeah, we were standing on the other side of the curtain. And I heard it. It sounded like people liked it, except for Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, people are giving a lot of shit for that.
I was chatting with the Wills on the other side of the curtain. Housel and Washington.
Well, you missed an incredible match. You missed seeing...
Well, we got one and then we left. So
you missed seeing the child do a spear on a grown man.
If you listen to Didn't Get All of It Japan, Will Housel mentioned it, but we left after the Mina segment to go drink at a bar in Manhattan, which sounded like a good decision from what I heard about the rest of the show.
Yeah. The Osprey match was good.
Yeah, that ruled. I loved that.
Yeah.
I literally fell asleep after it. So I didn't see the rest of the show.
Damn.
Wow, we all loved it.
Yeah. I had a good time.
All right, Cody, you were going to go on a rant about Wicked, I think.
I don't...
It's this Wicked rant.
Okay. It's never made sense to me, the lore of this, because Wicked is a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. Correct?
Yes.
That's my understanding. I don't know the lore, but I've been told there's significant lore.
It explains what Galinda and the Wicked Witch of the West, like their history before the events of Wizard of Oz, yes.
Why do they have history? Because isn't the whole point of Wizard of Oz that it was all a dream? Dorothy made all of it up and just like projected her real life friends and family into these fake characters. So why would they have a backstory?
Maybe she took another nap.
Stupid.
And just you know, like when you're having a good dream and you're like, fuck, I gotta go back to sleep. Maybe that's what's happening.
So does Wicked end with Judy Garland waking up?
That'd be a fun way to do that. But I believe that Wicked was a book before it was a Broadway musical, but also, the Wizard of Oz book exists.
What?
And which I believe Wicked, I don't think it was in the same series. It was like a book that happened later, but yeah, Wizard of Oz was a book, and I think in the book it wasn't a dream. It was like an actual place that Dorothy traveled to.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
And the Wicked is based off the book, not the movie.
Confusing. I don't
But
like
now
it.
is a movie. The bigger question is, why can the Wicked Witch of the West cry if she's allergic to water?
The biggest question is your pussy green?
I think that is probably the case, actually. From what I've been told, the reason that she has green skin is because Oz gave someone a drink of sorts to sleep with him, and she was born with green skin as like a punishment to remind him of that, like a green elixir, a very Cosby-esque, from what I understand.
What?
Maybe someone who knows the Wicked lore can explain it in the Discord.
I do not know enough of the Wicked lore.
Tell us on Blue
Wicked
Sky.
lore? Lore.
Wicked lore. Yeah, well, I won't be seeing that. Part 1. Can you believe that? There's another part. What else is there
It's
to do?
part 1,
What?
and also the first one is
part one.
it's part 1, and it's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
No thanks.
Did they get all the songs out of the way? Like, they have other songs for the next one?
They do the one that goes, ah! That's really the only one.
I know that.
So
It's gonna really fuck up the levels on this podcast.
Isn't that the song that's in like Thor?
what Thor?
Is it?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Yep.
Favorite balloon, Noah. Noah, favorite balloon from this year. Go.
Oh God. I mean, the Goku one is great, but I don't know. I'm always partial to the Pikachu. Except ever since they added Eevee, I've been less keen on it.
Yeah, they got that little Pokeball inspired sled.
Yeah, that's always good.
I liked the Ninja Turtles float the most because I got to learn more lyrics of "Why Can't We Be Friends" because I've never heard that song before beyond the chorus, and I'm like, wow, this song is wacky.
Do you know what it's about?
Kind of now.
Wait, that's a Smash Mouth song, isn't it?
It
Maybe?
existed before that.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Huh.
Hang on.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, I learned that. My least favorite balloon though was Tiptoe the Blue Reindeer.
Oh yeah,
I thought-
yeah.
Who the fuck is Tiptoe?
Tiptoe's been around. Tiptoe's there every year.
What about Where's
No,
Rudolph?
Tiptoe.
Rudolph is the
No.
reindeer.
Tiptoe is always there before Santa Claus gets there. That's how it works.
Tiptoe should be bullied out of the North Pole.
No, Tiptoe's
What
great.
a piece of shit woke
I like
ass
Tiptoe.
reindeer.
Wow.
I feel like I'm still on Twitter. The woke reindeer's rooting the parade.
Yeah, Why Can't We Be Friends was performed by War, which is who performed it in the parade. 1975, way before Smash Mouth.
Did you guys do anything fun for Thanksgiving?
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong Smash Mouth song. I'm thinking of Walking on the Sun.
What?
That's so different from what we were thinking of.
I know, but did you know that Walking on the Sun is about Rodney King?
No.
Yeah, it is. Go back and
Okay.
listen to that song. It's a political song about the LA riots. And
We need
Rodney
more
King.
political songs. Isn't it weird that songs right now aren't political?
If they're political,
all the-
they're woke.
All the major, huge hits from the past were all political songs that you're like, wow, that was a World War II song or something. We don't get any of that anymore. People are just singing about, what do people sing about these days?
Espresso.
Bar song? Espresso? Yeah, they're all doing coffee now. They're all about coffee.
And don't you know
So-
that people don't like to. You got to take the politics out of my entertainment. I don't want to think about politics.
I'm just trying to watch Star Trek. Get this politics
Yeah.
out of here.
I'm just trying to play Final Fantasy VII where there's a giant machine that sucks all the power out of the planet. I don't want to be thinking about politics. Dumbass.
Man, it's so cool that they vote.
I'm looking over at this list of Macy's Thanksgiving Day floats, and the Minions balloon. Say what you will about the Minions. I do like that the Minions balloon is carrying a guy in a banana suit because he wants to eat a banana.
Banana.
What?
Yeah. What?
Did you notice they got rid of the Charlie Brown because someone was sewn into the pants? They just had little guys in a big Snoopy.
I did notice that. Yes.
Be alive. I went to a bar and ate free Thanksgiving food. That's how we celebrated.
They have Thanksgiving food at the bar?
Nope. Yeah, so it used to be the bar that I liked going to before they burned down. They would always do a Thanksgiving feast so that like anyone could just come in and have free food and hang out.
That's
so
nice.
They'd have like all of the Thanksgiving fixings. But then they burned down. So I think they talked this other bar into doing it, which really worked out well because everywhere I tried to go eat that day had just closed. Apparently places were open until like 5:30. I'm like, why are you closing at 5:30? Everyone does Thanksgiving in the afternoon. You should open at 5:30 when people are done and want to go eat. But that's not what happened. So we ended up at this bar and ended up eating Thanksgiving food, which is my least favorite food. But when you're hungry, it's quite good.
So it's like good quality Thanksgiving food.
It was good enough. I actually
Like
didn't hate it,
stuffing,
which
turkey.
it might have been better. Maybe I've always had bad Thanksgiving food and the people who prepared it just suck at Thanksgiving.
It's a possibility. Not everyone's
Maybe that's
good at
it.
Try making your own. I made mashed
might.
potatoes this year, and they were pretty good.
Oh, you
Got
get the
the
little
recipe off-
powder.
No, I got a recipe off TikTok.
Oh,
Are they smooth or lumpy?
They were supposed to be smooth, but I don't think I mashed them enough, so there was like some chunks of potato in them.
I like a lumpy potato.
I wish I would have smashed them.
What?
But
Paul, I hear you.
just thinking about if we had clips from the show in our show intro. I like a lumpy potato would be absolutely your voiceover.
It's very iconic of my character.
Yeah.
Jordan
Cody-
likes to make a dessert called a cookie yum yum, which
so
is
that's why you
what you
guys got a
say.
new bed frame.
That's just what you say after
Too
eating
much
a
cookie yum yum.
it's a cookie base with a like 3-layer thing on top of chocolate pudding, cream cheese frosting, and Cool Whip. It's pretty tasty.
You guys got to post these recipes on Blue Sky
Yeah,
so we can all enjoy
No,
them.
because nobody posts on fucking Blue Sky.
they are now.
Blue Sky's popping off, dude.
Yeah, sure.
You're not following the right people. Everybody that we followed on Twitter is there now.
There
Gotta
truly
come up
has
with-
been an exodus.
Yeah. We're not even on Twitter anymore. You can't find Fatal 4 Pod there.
I didn't agree to that.
Yeah, I did. We're not doing it anymore. You can find us on Blue Sky, though. You can find all the podcasts on Blue Sky. Did you know that, Noah? Because you don't post from the one that I want you to post from. 'Cause
I
don't wanna do
do.
it.
I do need to post more on Blue Sky.
I want you to run the squared circle strafe one.
Oh, I'm doing it this time.
Yeah. I can't do all the shit around here.
We're just live on the air.
Yeah. Speaking of doing shit, we should probably talk about some wrestling. I think that's what people come here for. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take one break on this show. And when we come back, we will talk about tonight's Survivor Series event. All right, folks, we're back. It is time to talk about the Survivor Series, everyone's favorite pay-per-view of November.
Is it though?
Of this specific week of November every year. PLE, I think is
Is
what
it
they like
though?
to call them
Because
now.
sometimes they run NXT shows.
Yeah, they have one of those next week, actually.
That's next week. Yep.
They're not billing it as an NXT show. It's just called WWE Deadline now.
I noticed that tonight that Michael Cole
Huh.
said WWE Deadline, and I was
I
like,
wonder if the point was to like one to trick people into buying tickets, thinking they might see someone cool, or also if they're just like changing the way they present NXT pay-per-views.
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that's next Saturday.
Stay tuned.
The Iron Survivor Challenge.
Survivor Series, though, kicked off with the Women's Survivor Series War Games match, which was interesting.
Let's not sugarcoat it. This match fucking sucked.
Parts of it were fine.
Yeah.
It did remind me of, I think I had mentioned this on a previous podcast that I had hosted in a different life, that you should be allowed to have eliminations before everyone enters the ring. So, like, if someone gets pinned, they're not in the ring when the match actually starts, and people have a disadvantage. Because I don't think Naomi is good at this anymore.
Oh, no.
And I think she proved that in this match. The way that these people swung chairs at each other. It was her birthday. Why she was allowed to wear a silly hat, I don't know. But I guess it was her birthday. Maybe that was her one. Maybe that was her one wish.
I was texting Paul the whole time, being like, "Oh my god, do you see Naomi's stupid hat? She looks so dumb."
I think she had dice in her pocket, which might have been why she couldn't swing a fucking chair to save her life. Because
I don't know. Nia Jax also could not swing a chair.
They were just so gingerly in this match, like afraid to actually hit each other, which is odd to me considering what we're doing here. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
It's
it feels like, I
supposed
don't
to
know,
be very
Nia
violent.
Jax is like trying to consciously not be the person who injures everyone anymore.
I
And
I
trying to
appreciate
fight
that.
the allegations.
I think that's a good thing. But this did pick up when all the good wrestlers got in, because, and this is an issue we'll get to with the other one later, they did start with, War Games where nothing really matters until everybody's there. And there were some pretty decent spots later on. Io did the trash can spot off the top.
Yeah.
At the same time, Tiffany did a moonsault off the top, and it looked cool.
Yeah,
Took
and
forever
also
to set up, but
Io
no one's
did a
gonna remember that.
moonsault as well. Usually she just does a splash, but she did like a straight up moonsault in
Yeah,
the
that
trash
was
can.
insane. The
Yeah.
like confidence that takes to be able to pull that off, let alone the athletic prowess. Like, that was incredible.
And
She's
the picture
really good.
looks really so like the photo of that moment of just like upside down trash can with legs coming out of it in midair looks insane.
My biggest problem with this match is the way it was structured. The War Games, I complained on this podcast leading up to this that the forced women's War Games match is just unnecessary. And this proved that they didn't deliver at all. Like, what was the point of doing this? But anyway, the biggest problem was the structure of it, in the sense that the War Games match itself is very reliant on the whole advantage thing, right? And that is inherently a heel thing. The heel should always have the advantage. But they didn't in this match. The babyfaces won the advantage match. So they had the advantage, like the numbers advantage, but every time they had the advantage, they were the ones getting their ass beat. So it was like a whole ass backwards structure where it would be like 3-on-2, but the heels had the upper hand. And it just makes the baby faces look like shit. And it was slow and it was boring and the weapon usage was terrible. It only got semi-interesting once Liv Morgan entered the match and everyone was in, and she started swinging that baseball bat.
Yeah, that was great. She went to town. She got a baseball bat and like came in and just beat the hell out of people. Also, Rhea Ripley, awesome in this match with her little mask that she had.
Yeah, the
She
mask
didn't really do much, though, to be honest.
She fucking got the finish with the rip tied off the thing through the table.
Yeah, she did that, and like that was it.
She wore a cool mask.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shook badass. But yeah, this match was tough to get through. At one point, they teased Tiffany cashing in. She had her briefcase hidden in a trash can, which I thought would have been really cool, and they just stopped it from happening again.
Yeah,
Like
they
really
should've just done
quickly
it.
too. They didn't tease it out for very long.
I thought it would have been really great if the finish was her cashing in on Nia, pinning her, and then the match still continues, but then Tiffany leaves, thus forfeiting the match for her team. So not only does she take the title, she also pisses off everybody on her team.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I mean, I feel like she is going to eventually cash in on Nia, and like that's the story. Is her like betraying Nia, but I do think it would have been a smart idea to have her just cash in here and take the belt off Liv and do Io versus Tiffany. That's a fresh matchup.
Yeah,
That would be
and they did some
exciting.
cool shit in this match together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Moonsault versus moonsault.
I'd like to see that way more than I want to see Io versus Liv, honestly.
Well, you're also going to get Rhea versus Liv again.
I'm all set with that.
Maybe Io can win it, and then that just kind of ends the Liv program. Anyway, not my favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
Then we moved on to the U.S. title match with LA Knight against Shinsuke Nakamura, Cody's two favorite wrestlers together at last. Nakamura had a kick-ass entrance. So
Yeah.
now that he's the spooky guy, he had a different theme song last night on SmackDown that was like kind of lo-fi hip-hop on top of his, regular good music. And this time they changed it up even more because he came out dressed as a samurai. And it ruled. Like, it's a really good remix of his song. If there's one thing they've gotten right with Shinsuke Nakamura, I would say the only thing, it's presentation. And they've nailed that in the last year and a half.
Yeah, especially like these past two entrances, he seems very intimidating, very sinister.
I have a question. Why does every Asian wrestler in WWE have the ability to do the mist? Are they born with it?
That's wrestling
it's a
everywhere.
wrestling lore.
Yeah.
No, so what happens is, this is like the Oz thing. Shinsuke's mom was given a mist, so she would sleep with the wizard, and then he was born with the ability to do the mist.
So who's the wizard?
Great Muda.
Kevin Nash.
Okay. Okay, so every Asian wrestler's mom slept with Kevin Nash. Got it. This match sucked.
No, it didn't.
LA Knight is not over anymore. They completely killed his
He was
character.
over yesterday. I think something
They
was
brought
off
out-
with the production.
They brought up the noise meter the only time this whole show, right before LA Knight's entrance, probably expecting a huge reaction, and he got nothing. The meter didn't move at all, and they quickly took it off the screen. No one cared about this match. It was heatless. It sucked. Shinsuke won. Okay, great. Move on.
It did not suck, but it was.
It did not suck.
It did.
It was quiet. There was a great spot where toward the end of the match, Shinsuke did what was it, like an inverted DDT on the steel piece between the rings.
Yeah.
And now he does the Kinshasa to the back of people's head because it looks more violent. And he just pinned him clean right in the middle of the ring. I like that. I like that we're moving on. I think LA Knight has kind of done his thing, and it's time to freshen it up a little bit with somebody else.
And also Shinsuke really needed this, especially after the character switch up, and how he's been in high profile feuds with Cody and Seth, but didn't really advance past either of those. So it's nice
not beating those guys.
Yeah, so it's nice that he's able to beat LA Knight, who is someone who's very over, and then get a belt out of it.
Except tonight.
Well,
yeah.
So little progress there. I'm interested to see what they do next with that title program. They had an ad for True Classic T-shirts that Maxine and Akira Tozawa were trying to get Otis to wear because they they accentuate your arms, but they flare out in the belly for chubby boys, I think is what they were trying to say. And then Otis put it on and he really liked it. And then he walked away and he had no pants on and everybody had a big laugh. And now we all want True Classic t-shirts. Right?
1, 2, 3. Now you're hanging with the big boys.
It has a little knob on the front.
Yeah.
Speaking of True Classics, I think you could argue that this next match is probably worth going out of the way for. Braun Breaker, Ludwig Kaiser, and Sheamus.
These guys beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah. I feel like Sheamus went in and told Ludwig to like, fuck me up, dude. Fuck me up big time.
This match was very good. Braun Breaker is fantastic. He's it. Like I think he's the next guy.
The next guy?
Yeah.
He's already a guy.
No, but I like Roman Reigns, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Braun Breaker.
Yeah, maybe.
He'll be that level.
I wonder how he does as a babyface on the main roster because
He will do very well.
because
Like
like
he's
already-
all the time.
He's already over. People love to
Is
do
he?
the hur, 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 hur.
people do that for Brody too in AEW.
They also did that for Titus O'Neil,
Yeah.
which is not. It's not
No,
that
no,
big of a
no.
deal,
They didn't go ooh, ooh, ooh. They went ara ara ara. It's different.
which is great. He had aura.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You just sounded like Pat Sajak on Wheel of Fortune talking about Scooby Doo.
Is that a thing?
You've never seen that clip?
No, I don't do TikTok.
It's not. It predates TikTok.
How'd you see it if it's not on TikTok?
Like YouTube?
What? I didn't know you're old.
I'm
YouTube's
Sir,
for boomers.
I'm a millennial.
Are you?
That is old. Yes.
Are you technically a millennial?
I absolutely am a millennial.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like the definition.
Cody remembers 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows how
I
to
do.
read, so that means he's not Gen Z.
I was like learning how to read during 9/11. Actually, they interrupted our reading class.
Yeah, the president was reading to you. It's like I wanted to finish that story. He just got up and left. What the hell? There's a few spots in this match that were cool. Braun Breaker came flying out of nowhere into Sheamus, similar to the story we were just talking about. It's really cool. And then Ludwig got the shillelagh and beat the fuck out of Sheamus with it. Like, shoot just wailed on him
Yeah.
to the point where, like, he
lot
had
of
bruises
ducks.
immediately. Like, he he beat the shit out of him. And that led to Sheamus not being able to, like, run because his whole body was hurting. And we almost got a Kaiser victory at one point, but then there was like a combo of everybody hitting their finish and then Braun jumping out of nowhere, hitting a spear and retaining. So
I did
Sheamus
like
still not
setting
winning
up the
this title.
chair. Yeah, Sheamus still
Yeah.
not winning the title. I did like setting up the chair very early in the match and that paying off towards the end.
Yeah, there was a really good false finish where Braun Breaker went for a spear, Sheamus dodged it, Braun went headfirst into the chair, and then Sheamus hit a bro kick, and I bit on the finish. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't see Kaiser anywhere. I don't think Breaker's going to kick out of a, chair shot to the head and bro kick combo. And
the crowd
they-
wanted it.
yeah, and they produced it really well where Kaiser was very much off screen and pulled the ref out. I always forget, like I always fall for the ref pull out because I just don't expect it. I don't know
You
why.
should always expect it when their feet are not shown on camera.
I know, but I don't know.
Every time.
This one was done so well, and Kaiser pulled him out, and the crowd was so upset, and then it, led into that finish that you were just talking about. But yeah, this was a great match. These guys all work very, very well together, and I don't know. I think at this point, you let Braun carry it till WrestleMania, and then have Sheamus be the one who defeats him at WrestleMania. Give Sheamus that moment of him finally winning the title that's eluded him.
Yeah, why not?
I do want that.
They
Eventually.
really hammered that home on this match too. Like, this is the one thing he still can't win.
Yeah, they put up like lower thirds for it and everything.
It's a big deal. And a match that I didn't find to be that big of a deal, oddly enough, because both guys have kind of fizzled out since the last time they faced each other, was Gunther and Damian Priest.
I liked this. You didn't like it?
I just kind of
was
didn't buy
solid.
into it. I feel like
solid, but not that exciting.
Priest isn't where he was when he was the champion against Gunther. And I don't know, for some reason it's not clicking anymore with Priest, which is really odd considering what he was doing prior to losing the title. But Finn Balor interfered, cost Priest this. They had this weird convoluted thing where Gunther and Priest were on the top rope and Priest shoved him off but also fell off to the floor. And they teased an injury where Balor then jumped out and did the coup de grace onto Priest onto the floor while the ref wasn't watching.
I don't know. I enjoyed this match. I thought they told a really good story where, I mean, leading up to it, the whole thing has been that Gunther has kind of lost his confidence and he was off to a shaky start. Like, he really wasn't dominating the match until Priest kind of hurt his shoulder himself. And that was kind of like the blood in the water for Gunther to be able to pounce on it. And then he like gained his confidence back and was the old Gunther and just started working over the shoulder and kind of dominated the rest of the match. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was really good because even though he was like getting his confidence back and dominating, he still needed Finn Balor in order to win. And I think that's going to play into whatever happens next, whether it's a triple threat or maybe Gunther and Finn have a match or...
He did attack
something.
Finn. Like, you can tell he was pissed that he was getting help.
Right.
That's going to turn him babyface at some point. Like, he really has to ham it up on the promos to get people to hate him. Because he's too cool. Also, they put his record up, noting that he has 3 losses. So it was Cody, Sammy, and I guess they're acknowledging the what's his butt who's hurt? Anybody? Russian guy?
Rusev.
No.
Vladimir Kozlov.
Nope.
I think those are the only Russian
Ilya
guys.
Dragunov. There it is.
Oh, there you go.
Fuck. I love that dude, and I totally forgot his name. I think they're acknowledging that loss now that they're telling the story that he is beatable, but like it's getting to him or something.
Or is it Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble?
No, it's Cody. Oh, which Rumble?
The one that Cody Rhodes won. That Gunther was the last to be eliminated.
No, this is like one-on-one matches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not counting those things. I guess we'll see. I don't know where you go from here with either guy. I mean,
you go with either Gunther goes after Finn and they have a match, or maybe it's a triple threat with all 3 of them. Because Gunther still has to prove himself that he's, still Gunther and that he can do this on his own. And then, obviously Priest wants revenge on Finn.
I guess. I just don't outside of that. Then what?
Do it at like Saturday night's main event. It doesn't need to be like a long program. Just do a triple threat. Yeah, perfect. Tomorrow or Monday night, cut a promo, book the match, do it, and then we move on.
Then what?
Then fucking Gunther and Punk. And
I think we're getting Punk and Seth after tonight.
No,
well, he took it.
That's WrestleMania.
Seth didn't get on the card because of Punk.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that's part of their story.
Nah, I think Punk takes the title off of Gunther, and then Seth and Punk have a title match at Mania.
That'd be interesting. I don't see that happening, but that'd be interesting.
And then I think Gunther wrestles John Cena at WrestleMania, non-title.
All right. Well, remind me in so many days that was all said. In the main event, we had the men's war game match, Bloodline versus Bloodline. And this is a rare Bloodline match where the rules of the match are that it has to be boring for the first 20 minutes. Normally, they just do it for fun.
But ironically, I feel like it wasn't boring.
Yeah.
I was terribly bored by it.
Really, I thought this was actually a very well-paced War Games, and
I thought the combinations of people were good too that they put in.
Yeah,
there.
and they did it better than the women's match where the heels had the advantage, and it was actually like done well. Where you had, Bronson Reed coming in second and just beating the shit out of Jey Uso.
I also thought it was very
the save, and then it not lasting for very long.
I also thought it was very funny that when they were about to put Tongaloa in, and Solo was like, "Wait, no, you suck, Jacob, get in there."
I did not feel the same way as you guys did.
Interesting.
Tama Tonga is an interesting performer.
He does that.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. He crawls around a lot.
Oh, he's that one. Okay.
Yeah, he's the first one.
Yeah,
Camacho sucks. He will forever be Camacho to me. Sorry, I can't.
I genuinely thought, like, with how long they were like starting the match, that they were just gonna like circle until somebody else entered. It was just too much for me. But yeah, they started with Jay and Tama Tonga, and then Bronson Reed got involved. He always makes things better.
Which I love. Like, he threw a bunch of chairs into the ring, and then Jay just started pelting him with the chairs. I thought was good.
That was cool. They teased Punk and Roman not getting along quite a bit. So how will they coexist? I thought that was pretty solid storytelling there. Once the match actually started.
The real story of the match was Punk and Reigns. It was not Bloodline, which is interesting because, the whole build up and like the whole year has been spent being like, we're doing Bloodline War Games. And then we get here and it's the real story is Punk and Reigns. Now, I don't say that as a complaint because that's the better story, but it's just kind of funny how it worked out like that.
Yeah. Once the match actually started, Roman was the last one in, of course, and they had locked him out of the cage. So he had to climb into the cage. But when he got into the cage, they had to unlock the cage to get the referees in. So the match hadn't started until a referee got in the ring. This is a little weird and confusing, but ultimately didn't matter. Then they did the usual...
It was just to be able to set up the like stare down between the two teams.
Right. Which
and then the bell.
Love doing. Couple notable spots here. The tsunami off the top of the cage with Roman on the table and Punk removing him from the table as quickly as possible was flawless.
That looked insane.
And very unexpected because of how the Punk and Reigns story was playing out. I mean, Punk wanted in the match and Reigns stopped him from entering and told Sami Zayn to get in the ring. So
right. And then prior to this, also Roman speared Punk when he was trying to do a GTS on accident.
Yes, because Solo dodged it. So the last thing I expected was Punk to help Reigns.
Yeah. He also wouldn't extend his hand to help him up when Roman got in. So yeah, there's a lot of I don't like you situations here that Punk won over Roman's trust by saving him from this. The camera angle was also really good because it looked like he barely got Roman out of there, and it looked like an action movie where guy walks away from fire or explosion and just barely makes it.
Because that table did explode.
The table exploded, and it looked like Bronson was about to land on Roman's foot.
Yeah,
and it was a good spot, like very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Another off the cage maneuver that was crazy was Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, Jimmy Uso did that. Apparently he broke his toe, according to what I'm seeing on the internet.
That's not
doing
surprising. Because it looked like the top of his body took most of the impact, and his legs just kind of flopped down onto the ground behind him. That looked
not as bad
like
as
it
Edge doing it.
Yeah. Well, Edge
Edge went
landed feet
feet
first. Yeah.
Edge looked like a guy who said, "I actually don't want to do this." As he jumped,
like halfway through. Yeah.
yeah, he changed his mind. Yeah, that was a good spot. It took forever to set up because he was like on the table, and then a bunch of shit was happening around the table. I'm like, this guy's just gonna roll off the table. Didn't happen. There was also a spot where I don't know if he actually got hurt. I haven't seen talk of it yet. But Jacob Fatu like completely whiffed on one of his moves and then immediately started grasping at his leg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, that's just his gimmick.
His gimmick is
Just
trying to give us a
fucking
show
himself up.
intro and then hurting himself.
Yeah. No, but it is though. Like I'm telling that match where he, ended up in a boot. That was a complete work.
No, it wasn't.
His character is that he's like he's a loose cannon. He's a savage. He's like unpredictable. He's uncontrollable, and
He hurt himself in confusion.
he's
fucking
reckless. He's reckless. That's like what he is, and he'll.
Okay, I don't think it's a work for a wrestler to do like a corkscrew senton and completely miss the opponent and then hurt himself. They're not going to do that on purpose.
I think so.
Well, it's fun to live in an alternate reality, I'm sure.
He keeps beating himself because he's too reckless. That's the story. It's cinema. You wouldn't understand.
It's Barbie.
This is not Barbie. This is
It's more Oppenheimer.
This is I don't know, the guy from Toy Story who torches the toys and like throws them or something. This is him. He's just getting tossed in the yard. The match ended with all of the good guys surrounding Solo and hitting all of their moves on him, and then Roman pinning him, thus proving the original Bloodline is better than the new Bloodline. However, Solo still possesses the spicy peppers. So this continues for some fucking reason. What's the lore here? Does he have to beat him one-on-one?
I think so, probably.
He has to beat him in a tribal combat.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Bloodline rules. Bloodline rules match.
But that's not how Solo got it. Cody's the tribal chief. If that's the case. Right?
I mean, that was...
I mean, the idea is that he
I guess
obviously took power without earning it. I get that piece. But like, can't Roman just take the spicy peppers back and we go on to a different program now?
Give it a couple more months.
A couple more months. I can't with this shit. The idea that like Bloodline 2 is a fucking threat is just so funny to me.
It really wouldn't work without Jacob Fatu. He's like the only guy that seems like a threat on that team.
Yeah, until he fucking falls over.
Until he fucks up his leg.
Until he hurts himself in confusion.
Yeah.
Now, I cannot be the only one who thought after the match was over and OG Bloodline plus Punk were posing that we were going to hear Brock Lesnar's theme music.
Oh, God. I think that would have been shit on so much.
Yeah. Internet.
I don't know. It just felt like it would have made sense.
I don't know if you could. I think you can. I think they will, and I think they can bring him back. But I do think doing it in Canada, where the smarter fans are, would hate that. And I don't know if that would go over the way they wanted it to. Maybe they do. I mean, he has to come back as a heel.
Right. If he comes back as a heel, it would. But I don't know. It just felt like they wanted to, with how much like WWE on, socials and everything was posting about and talking about the 1 year anniversary of Punk's return and just how big of a moment that was. Like, it just felt like now with, the roles being reversed, Punk being in the ring, to have someone come out after his War Games match.
I guess.
Just felt like something they were going to do.
I thought we were
I was sitting there trying to think of like, Yeah, well, it's like it could be The Rock, but then I was like, I don't know. I feel like it's got to be an unexpected return. Who could that possibly be? And I was
Turns out
thinking
nobody.
Brock Lesnar, but yeah, no one returned. They just posed and the show ended.
It went on. They dragged it out for a long time. Where I
That's
thought something was going to happen.
That's
Even
why
Punk,
I thought something was going to happen.
Punk even went to the back and then was sent back out to pose.
Right.
Like there's a part where he crosses through the curtain, and then all of a sudden he's back with them like a couple minutes later.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, someone's definitely coming out. Something's happening. Punk's going to do something. Someone's going to do something. And then the show just ended.
Yep. I don't know. It seems like people liked the show. I thought it was very fine.
Yeah, very
There
fine.
wasn't anything that was
Ultimately
complete
forgettable.
garbage. Yeah.
But, you know,
Very
that's the
serviceable.
thing. That's the thing with wrestling. It's on to the next one.
Which the next one is, I mean, aside from, the NXT stuff, like next week. Well, I guess then there's also Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, Saturday night's main event. It'll be the next big event. There's
then
also
after that-
Deadline in a week.
Yeah.
And then
But
after that's
that, we're
Netflix.
moving into WrestleMania season.
We're back. This year flew by.
It really did.
I don't
Time
know if
really
that's a good
flies
thing
when
or-
you're launching a new podcast network.
That's it. That's what did it. Time flies when you're having fun. Well, you guys want to talk about anything else, or are we done here?
We're done here.
All right. Folks, we didn't get all of it, obviously, because we only talked about Thanksgiving and Survivor Series, but we'll try again next week for the same usual Friday time. Come find us at fatal4pod.com. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Go buy some merch. It's all on sale right now, so jump on it. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
There you go.